I had a dream. More like a nightmare. God, I think I'm going to like literally make all of my videos private once I finally start getting therapy, because like this is not normal and this is like kind of weird, and like just why, like, who the fuck like literally uses the internet like as therapy and like talks to a camera about all of their fucking problems? Like, no one does that. Like, just what? I mean, maybe people will make video diaries like private, but like I'm making all of my dirty secrets, like all of my shit that I've kept buried for so long, like exposed. And like, I mean, some people do that, but they don't do it as dramatic. Like, people will cry over a breakup, people will cry over like a parent's loss. Like, no one like cries about like the things that I cry about and like talks about it on camera. Like, no one does that. Like, and honestly, it's terrifying because like no one does it, so like everyone's gonna like not like everyone's gonna think it's like weird if I tell anyone about it, and like everyone's gonna be like, yo, you're like fucking like a weird ass person, like you have issues. Yeah, I know I have issues, that's why I'm like recording myself, like just, and like I used to tell myself that it was because I was trying to like help set an example for people that like you like not everyone is as perfect as they seem, and like people have problems, and like my growth through my problems is gonna be like great and it's gonna inspire you and blah 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 blah. That was very arrogant and stupid, because that's not what's happening. What's happening is every day, reflexively, is that a word? I don't know, I'm tired and like just kind of woke up earlier. No, it's been about an hour, but like still, I've been crying in bed for an hour. And I went to bed crying. So that might explain why I had a nightmare, but like, whatever. And it was even like the stupidest nightmare ever. Like, just, and the fact that when I woke up it made me cry is just like even more so. But I think I've analyzed it enough to understand that there's like a deeper meaning more than like the superficial like childish dream that it like seemed to be. But like still, I don't know. I think like once I finally start getting therapy and can actually talk to someone like who professionally can help me, I'm gonna be like take all of my private videos down, and I mean take all of the videos and make them private, and then like start afresh and like start like new videos that like actually like are like something that I can be proud of, instead of like embarrassed that like I was at such a weak point and like decided to film it, and like always decide to film my weak points because like it's how I work through my problems. But it's also like this it's how I like, I don't know how to explain it, but like it's how I have learned to function now, and it's how I like work through my problems, because just writing isn't enough anymore, and I don't have anyone to talk about it with. Well, I do, but like I don't know, sometimes you just need someone to listen and not criticize, and sometimes you just like need alone time to work through your problems by yourself. And that's what this channel has done for me. But I also feel like it's so weird. Like, it's just like, okay, first off, like, who starts YouTube in the middle of a YouTube apocalypse? Because the YouTube is going through an apocalypse right now. Like, no one's getting any views. Like, people are losing subscribers. People are getting demonetized, like, constantly. Like, and YouTube used to be like everyone's dream, like, oh my god, I want to be a YouTuber. And maybe people still dream this, but like everyone was like, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, YouTubers are so cool. They make money for nothing. Um, they do not make money for nothing. They edit their videos for like hours, days on end, maybe even weeks. And like they have professional lighting and like everything. Like they do a lot of work. They like true entertainers, most of them. And like they deserve to get paid for that. And so like, I mean, it may not be the most like official career or job, but like it is a job, and like they are working and they deserve that money. But instead of like doing things that they love and getting work for they like money and things that they love, they're getting demonetized for like stupid ass shit because YouTube is being a motherfucking asshole. I'm just saying. I don't know why I said asshole, like asshole. I'm tired, okay? Like, ugh. So yeah, like, no one wants to do YouTube anymore because there are a lot of dumb YouTubers who are making, like, stupid mistakes. Logan Paul being one of them. I mean, that was a long ass time ago, but there are still people making similar mistakes to how Logan Paul makes mistakes. Still making mistakes. Not that I keep up with him, like, at all. I just remember that one scandal and was like, yeah, we're done here. Like, I never really liked him to begin with. I don't really like the big famous YouTubers. Like, I just don't. Like, they're just like, a lot of them are just, the only big famous YouTubers that I truly like are Graveyard Girl, Shane Dawson, like the gamer YouTubers like Markiplier and PewDiePie. But even PewDiePie is not that liked anymore. So like, I don't really like a lot of like famous YouTubers. Like, I just am not that. Like, I feel like once they reach a certain like fame point, they kind of like become commercial and like are so like professional that like they don't get to have fun and everything is scripted and like, or the reactions are fake or just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like once people reach a certain like fame level, like they get so many business people in their lives that they like becomes more professional than fun. And I think YouTube was made to be like a fun platform for you to express yourself, not a business deal with like a bunch of people who are like sabotaging you and like suffocating your gifts and your passions. And that's just like ridiculous. Like, are you kidding? Anyways, so like I started YouTube at like a horrible time. Like, I'm never gonna gain any following. I'm never gonna make this a career, which I kind of already knew that. I kind of just started this as like a way to like, I don't know. I don't really know exactly why I started it. Like, after I started it, I came up with all these reasons why I started it. But like, in all honesty, like a lot of those reasons aren't like real. Like, I mean, some of them are partly true, but like there's this like bigger, deeper meaning behind why I started my YouTube channel. And I think a lot of it just had to do with I was lonely and like I needed something to cling on to. Like, that was around the time when I started actually like reviewing my past and looking into my past and like, instead of blocking it up, starting to like slowly peel away the layers of my life. And like, it was hard. Like, even though that was just the beginning, it was still really difficult to just try and think about it, even because I was so used to just kind of ignoring it. And I needed something more than just being alone and like doing it by myself. Like, I literally couldn't do it alone. And I honestly, like, at that time in my life, I didn't really have that close of friends. Like, my best friends that I have now, I just started making. Well, not just started making, but we were just starting to get closer. So, like, it just wasn't like a time for me to have anyone to truly depend on because my dad is not emotional support. Like, I was still kind of angry with my mom at that time, I think. Or I was still kind of like really kind of scared of my mom. And then my grandma, like, just no emotional support either because she was going through dementia and the early stages of dementia, and I didn't know the signs and Dad didn't know the signs, so we kind of just like, oh, she forgot something, it's fine, like, we're just gonna like ignore it, it's fine. But then like the freak out started happening, and then I was like telling my dad it was a big deal, and he would just kind of ignore it and be like, yeah, you're just over exaggerating, like, you guys probably just had a fight and you're like sugarcoating your end of the fight because like you're a teenager. Like, I think that's kind of what he was thinking when I would tell him of the fights that I would have with my grandma, and I was like, no, like, it's an actual problem, okay? Like, you just in denial. So that's great. And so I needed something, and I'd heard of video diaries, and like I immediately thought of YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, I should start a video diary. But I was like, I can't start off with that, that's kind of weird. So I like did a Q&A, and then after that I started doing more video diaries. And first they were kind of casual, like I would just kind of talk about like school and every day and stuff, but then like the more I started feeling the more pain, because I was like revealing more about myself and like trying to figure out why like a lot of the things I do are like different. Like, the more pain I felt and the more I needed to express that pain. And at that time I was kind of still at a writer's block. Like, I didn't know myself, so I didn't really know how to write anymore. So like I didn't have anything to express myself. And then that YouTube channel that I had like barely started and was just kind of like casually like doing it to just has kind of have like a fun time, but kind of like kind of thinking about it becoming a video diary, I did start, and it really helped. And I became so attached to like my video diaries that like every day I would go and talk about whatever was bothering me that day. And it like really, really helped. And it's still helping. But at the same time, like, it's kind of scary because like I've over the past year like revealed so many things about myself that I've never revealed to anyone. Or like if I have, it's always been like sugar coated, or I've always like only like briefly talked about it and never really got into it. And like on this channel, like I've gotten deep, like I've gotten like horrifyingly deep into what has been done to me and what I've done to others, and like how I'm dealing with it, and like what's wrong with me basically, and how I'm trying to fix it. And it's a process. Like, I feel like I've said it's a process a lot, but like it truly is. Like, it's just, I always want it to be like done, like I started it today, it's done tomorrow kind of thing, and it's not plausible, like it's not gonna happen. And sorry, popcorn is having a moment with the rocks again. Just, I don't know, like I need to like wake up and be like, as much as I try to tell myself it's okay, it's like not true. But like I'm trying my hardest to be like, it's okay, you're going to get help. But like this little bratty thing inside my mind is like, but I want help now. Like, you know, like it's just like, I want to be done now. Like, I don't want to go through all this shit. Like, it hurts. And I cry all the time, and like for like seemingly nothing. Like a sad scene, like a glimpse of a sad scene, I start sobbing. Like, just, it's like it's ridiculous, and I'm tired of it. And but at the same time, I know it's what I need to get better. But like I just want it done. Like, I'm so tired of it. Like, yeah. But I guess I didn't talk about my nightmare yet. But the reason that my nightmare, I think, affected me so much was because it was about popcorn. And popcorn has been like a continuous thing where I've really grown like attached to popcorn. Like, and I've learned a lot from popcorn. I know kind of weird because it's a pet, and it's not even one of those touchy-feely pets. Like, it's literally just like, oh, look, it swims. Like, look at the swimming pet. Like, that's literally what most turtles are to people. And to me, it's so much more. Like, it's a responsibility, and it's something that I actually really love, and I've always loved turtles, and I've always dreamed of having a turtle, and Popcorn is that. She's my first turtle, and sure, I've made a lot of mistakes. A lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she was once in a 10-gallon tank at one point, and sitting on the floor. Not the greatest, okay? Like, I've made a lot of mistakes. Popcorn's caretaking being one of them in the beginning. But now, I feel like she's doing a lot better, and like I'm being a better parent, and like she's doing okay. I mean, I probably could be a better parent in some ways, I'm not gonna lie. Like, just maybe clean her tank out like more often. Like, I only do like once a week. It should probably be like twice a week. But like, like, it's fine. Like, I don't know. Like, I just Popcorn has always been something that like I've secretly, well, not secretly, but like I've just grown really attached to, because it's kind of been like a dream of mine, and this is the first time that this dream has been achieved. And I always thought like having a turtle was like very irrational dream, like no one's gonna give you a turtle, and like it's kind of stupid, like you're just fantasizing about something that you really really love. And then I did get a turtle, and like it's crazy, and I love it so much. But last night's nightmare was about Popcorn, and just reminded me that nothing is permanent and things can be taken away. And the worst part was that I was at fault in this dream, because it's totally like just, you can tell it's a dream because it's so unrealistic. But basically, I was like holding Popcorn for some reason, and we were walking around, and then we were walking through like a petting zoo kind of thing. But it wasn't like a typical petting zoo. It was like an aquatic petting zoo. So like there were turtles, there were fish, there were like some other freshwater like organisms that like you could pet. And it was like an open pool. And so like I was walking by with Popcorn, and I saw the turtles being all happy as can be, and I was like, oh, Popcorn probably enjoy hanging out with some friends. And I just plopped her in there. What? Like, okay, first off, they would never, ever have a petting zoo open with turtles in the exhibit, because turtles bite, okay? Like, that's not. Plus, they're not sanitary. Like, that's just no. Like, they would never do that, okay? First off. Second off, they would never let me walk through a fucking museum. I mean, not museum, like a freaking zoo with an animal in my arms. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Like, are you actually kidding, Angela? Like, what? And third of all, I would never do that to Popcorn. Like, I would never be like, oh, look, a nice pond. I'm just going to plop her in the pond. Like, are you kidding? Like, what is wrong with Dream Me? Like, what the actual, like, I don't understand what was going through my dream mind at the moment, but, like, whatever. So I dropped her in, and I was like, oh, have fun, Popcorn. I'm going to go explore some shit, and then I'm going to come back to you, and then I'm going to find you. Mind you, this pond was, like, huge. And there were tons of turtles. Like, I don't know how I thought I was going to find Popcorn. Like, are you kidding? But I, like, just thought I'd find Popcorn. And then I walked away, and then I was, like, messing around. And then somehow my dad popped up and was like, hey, honey. And I was like, what the fuck? You haven't called me honey in, like, decades. Okay, dude? Well, maybe not decades, because, like, I'm not that old. I'm, like, 17. But, like, he hasn't called me honey in, like, forever. Like, I don't know why that was a thing. And I freaking hate nicknames to begin with. So that was weird. And he was like, let's go. And I was like, what? Let's go. And he's like, it's time to go. We've spent like a few hours here. Let's go. And I was like, wait, no, popcorn. And he was like, what, popcorn? And then so like, he was like, okay. And for some reason, he was totally chill with the fact that I literally just left Popcorn in a pond full of other turtles at a zoo. Like, are you, what? I don't understand. Anyways, so we're walking around looking for Popcorn, and he's kind of stressing out, and I'm kind of stressing out because we can't find Popcorn. And Dad's like, we gotta go, like, we're gonna miss the shuttle or something like that. And I was like, dude, like, I cannot leave without my popcorn. My popcorn is precious. And then I was like freaking out. And then all of a sudden, I like turned into like everything like turned black. Like, my dad wasn't there, nobody was there. It was just the pond. And I was like forever circling the pond and could never find popcorn. And like, it was because I had left popcorn. And like, it was just like, it was so stupid, but at the same time so like scary, because I woke up like literally like in the movies, like woke up gasping and was like and like started crying, because like I'm so attached to popcorn now, and the fact that like she was gone and it felt so real, even though the dream was like so unrealistic and stupid. It was like shocking and jarring. And then like as I was like crying, I started analyzing the dream, and I was like, this dream is so stupid, but it kind of makes sense, because a lot of times when I'm like really sad, I'll have dreams like that where sometimes they're nightmares and sometimes they're not, where like something that I'm feeling guilty about, or something that I really care about, or something that I've always been thinking about and been like self-conscious about, or like something that I think is not going to be with me forever, or like something that like I don't want to lose, and I lose, and it's kind of like a wake-up call, like kind of thing. That usually happens when I like have a dream like that, and it's because I've been thinking about something like that. And I think I have like subconsciously been thinking about popcorn that way, and like been like worried about losing popcorn, even though like I've had popcorn for like literally 4 or 5 months now. Like, we're good. Like, he's staying with me. I mean, she's staying with me. Like, it's fine. But like, I don't know. Like, it just reminded me that not only just popcorn, but like other things that I really care about, I'm afraid of losing. And like, I should just take care of those things more, because like, you never know when you're gonna lose them, even if it's because of a stupid dream where you do stupid things. Like, yeah, I don't know. Because I've always been prepared to lose things. Like, I've always been prepared to not be attached to anything, because I've always moved a lot because of my mom. And I've always like not been that attached to my dad, like emotionally, because he's never really been there. He's always been there for the fun. And then I feel like my mom was one of the first and only people that I was like actually like really attached to, and I had to let her go for the both of us. And that was really hard, but sometimes losing something makes it better. And yeah, like I don't know where I was going with this. It just, the dream like really affected me. Like, it was so stupid, but it really affected me. But anyway, sorry for this like impromptu like I was about to say episode. Please. Okay. Anyways, video like early in the morning of, well, it's not early in the morning. Like, it's literally 9 or 10. Yep, 10:39. Wow. Um, of me being like emotional over like no reason. Popcorn, I fed you like literally yesterday. Like, why are you trying to eat the rocks? This is the thing with sliders. They literally want to eat everything, even though they've already eaten. Like, they just chew. Like they're teething puppies or some shit. Like, oh my god. Popcorn. Okay, anyways. I love you, but like still, Jesus. Okay, anyways. Love how like messy my room is. Like, that's great. Mm, Anyways, I'm gonna go now and like probably continue watching anime and probably cry a little bit more. Cause I was like hating on myself for crying yesterday, even though I was like crying myself to sleep. But like, sometimes you just need to cry, and it's like okay. But like, I do hate crying. I'm so used to like trying to be strong and pretend everything's okay for other people, and I can't do it anymore. And so like, I'm literally breaking down over the smallest things all the time, and it's very frustrating. But it's fine. Like, I ripped away my barriers for a purpose, and that purpose was to be healed. And if the healing process means that I have to break down over every little fucking thing, then that means that that's the healing process. But, like, it's still very frustrating. Ah! Freaking hate it. Anyways, ow. My finger has been sitting under my phone for, like, a long time, and now it, like, kind of hurts. That's fun. Okay, anyways, goodbye.